So when the title of the book is The Moors of Spain, this book is not about black people. On the other side of the Straits of Gibraltar were the soldiers of Islam, all hardy warriors, fired with the fervor of a new faith, bred to arms from their childhood, simple and rude in their life, and eager to plunder the rich lands of the infidels. The Arab was a cautious general. However, this inviting proposal, he considered, might cover a treacherous ambuscade. So he sent messengers to his master, the Caliph at Damascus. His master. In where? Damascus. So shit is being run from Syria. This whole escapade is being run from Syria. To ask for instructions, and meantime contented himself with sending a small body of 500 men to make a raid in Julian's 4 ships upon the coast of Andalusia. The Arabs had not yet become used to the navigation of the Mediterranean. Now watch this. And Musa was unwilling to expose more than an insignificant part of his army to the perils of the deep. So Musa wants to explore into Spain. He wants to cross the Strait of Gibraltar. He wants to go into Spain, do some exploration, but he ain't really trying to commit to it. He just like, here, send a few little niggas over there. And if we lose, we lose. If we don't, we don't. So who does he call? Musa dispatched one of his generals, the Moor Tariq, with 7,000 troops, most of whom were also Moors, to make another raid upon Andalusia. Now, what does Moor mean? This is a very important topic here. What does Moor mean? The word Moor is conveniently used to signify Arabs and other Mohammedans in Spain. But properly, it should only be applied to the Berbers of North Africa and Spain. In this volume, the term is used in its most common acception unless Arabs are specially distinguished from the Berbers. So when the title of the book is The Moors of Spain, this book is not about black people, okay? It's not what it's about. What it's about is Arab conquest with black soldiers, black fodder, sending niggas in to do the dirty work. That's what this book is about, at least through the first 2 chapters. So that means when you read other texts, you'll have to note that when they say Moors, they might not be talking about black people. Okay. And this was a footnote in the book where he's kind of said, look, the Moor word is conveniently used to signify Arabs and other Mohammedans in Spain, but probably it should only be applied to the black people in Africa, in North Africa and Spain. However, in this volume, I'm going to use it based upon its common exception, which is for Arabs. Indeed, although he had been reinforced with 5,000 Berbers, commanded still but a little army of 12,000 troops. But the invaders were bold and hardy men, used to war and led by a hero. The Spaniards were a crowd of ill-treated slaves, and among their commanders were treacherous nobles. They thought that the invaders were only in search of booty, and that the raid over and the booty secured, they would go back to Africa, when the line of Viza would be restored to its ancient seat. And thus, they lent a hand to the day's work which placed the fairest provinces of Spain for 8 centuries under the Muslim domination. It doesn't say under the black domination. It doesn't say under the African domination. It doesn't say under the Berber domination. It says under Muslim domination. So when we fast forward and we look at the white man versus the Muslim, you will now have some context as to why this war still rages on today.